HPE is undergoing a giant rebranding of their portfolio. What's going on here, Matt?
All right, 29 brands. You know, it's funny because HPE.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. You don't like Proliant, Nimble, Simplicity, Aruba, GreenLake, PointNext, OneView, Synergy, Apollo, Integrity, Nonstop, Superdome? Come
You
on.
can keep going. You can
By the way,
keep
that's
going.
only 12. Like,
Right.
I ran out.
I know it's incredible, isn't it? But it's funny because it's a company that does they're very aggressive and kind of innovating, and some of that innovating happens through acquisition. And you've got these brands that stick around, and then you've got brands that are built within the company. And over time, you look back and you're like, holy heck, this is crazy. And branding is bigger than just, naming and it looks good, right? It's as an IT person, when I want to go buy a solution from HPE or Dell or Lenovo, whoever, there are so many options available to me, or seeming options to me available to me, it's difficult to discern what I'm supposed to be ordering and what I'm supposed to be kind of choosing. And I think what's smart about what HP is doing is they seem to realize that. When we talked to them, they talked about thousands of derivative or Proliant options that you can choose and how difficult it is. So they're trying to stream all that down, 29 to 6 brands. And I think they're eventually going to get smaller than that. But really just make it simple. Storage, compute, networking, keep the brands that are super strong, Aruba, 3PAR, for now, and maybe you phase them out over time, but kind of make it far more simpler for IT to understand the value and acquire the value.
I'm glad you gave background, and I think both of us have the ability to talk about it because in previous lives we might have actually gone through some of these hairballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and listen, product people want their own brands. Okay, yep. I was a product person for a long time, and then I went in and did some corporate marketing. I'm like, why do we have all these brands? I need to put all my muscle around this corporate brand and maybe have a few hero brands under the auspice that great products do allow it to build. And if you go and be like a mid-range storage specialist who has been a customer for 25 years, they get it, right? They can even tell you down to the serial number, or sorry, the model number.
That's right.
On what stuff has been done. And all the research that I'd ever done, whether it was at, systems companies or at processor companies like you and I were both at, the closer you were to a certain area, the more you understood. But in the end, GreenLake, right? Like, what is GreenLake? If GreenLake truly is the future and it has very little awareness, familiarity, and preference and trial, then you're probably not doing your job. And then, you want 10x the marketing spend, which you're not going to get, right? You kind of dream this up. I am impressed that they went through it. As an industry analyst, makes my job so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Descriptors are easier than fanciful names to remember. That's and right. Especially when you have 29 of them, and our company covers from semiconductors to enterprise SaaS, there's only so much that we can do. So I like the descriptors. I like the doubling down on GreenLake. I do have empathy, being an ex-product person, that, I want a new brand for every product I bring out. That's okay. Because it's, it's my baby.
Yep.
But the bigger picture is in most cases, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in the consumer world looking at what Apple does, and it doesn't work in the B2B world.
That's right. Yeah. You're right. And I can't imagine how long it took you've been an executive at companies like AMD and Compaq. Can you imagine being the CMO at HPE, Jim, and trying to get everybody together and look, I know your baby's important. I know your baby's important. I know you came up with this name and you have an emotional attachment to it, but trying to get that consensus across organization and perform a consolidation 29 down to 6. God love them. That is impressive.
Listen, impressive. I don't know all the backstory, but you never get consensus.
No, you're
You
right.
never get.
You're right.
I mean, it just doesn't happen. This has to be a tops down.
Yeah.
This has to be. I think Antonio Neri probably had a lot to do with it. But to me, right? HPE ProLiant Compute, HPE Cray Supercomputing, HPE Electra Storage, HPE Aruba Networking,
Yeah.
HPE Esmeralda Software, and HPE Services. I get,
Yep.
right? Even if I'd never heard of Electra before, the storage on the end is like, I get it. I know what it is,
Yeah.
right? You can
Yeah.
version control. You can, put something on the end, have model numbers to indicate, good, better, best inside of these lines. But no, I think a good move HPE, and if nothing else, I can pretty much, I don't want to guarantee because I don't have the spend, but you will get more focus on HPE and you will get more focus on GreenLake.